Peace, everybody. It's your man, Sam Brown, founder of the 10P program, original author of ACA 3, which became ACA 8, which is now Prop 6. And we have 79 days to go before you vote. And this is something that I need you to know. People often ask me, why did you write this bill? Well, the reason being is because when COVID hit, I was a healthcare facility maintenance worker inside the California Department of Corrections. And at this time, we all remember the panic that came along with COVID. We seen droves of people dying in Rome, droves of people dying in Spain, lots of people dying in New York. And inside the prison system, mass incarceration is a smorgasbord for a pandemic. So we were just sitting there waiting to see people die around us as well. And me as a healthcare facility maintenance worker, I was on the front line of fighting against COVID without even knowing what I was dealing with. I was the first person in the state of California to have to enter inside of a cell and disinfect when somebody tested positive for COVID-19 at. And none of us knew what to expect. The staff didn't want to do it. My supervisors didn't want to do it. And I was terrified for my life, but still I did it. And when I went in there and did it, I had to do it again. And then again. And then my neighbor died. Rest in peace. And then the guy on top of me, he passed away. Rest in peace. And then the guy in another building that I know, he passed away. Rest in peace. So I remember telling my supervisors, I don't want to keep risking my life. All of my coworkers got sick, and I was out of a 12-man crew, we would go to work, and I was the only person still going to work because everybody else had caught COVID-19 at that point. I remember telling my supervisors, listen, I'm terrified for my life. I do not want to go in here and clean these COVID cells. At least give me the opportunity to come every other day and not every single day. And initially they thought I was joking until I didn't come to work. And when I didn't come to work, then they told me, well, Brown, you have to come to work. You have to do this. Now, mind you, they won't even come past the big doors that enter inside this part of the medical facility. They won't even don these hazmat suits or these makeshift masks or whatever I had, when supplies got low. They won't do any of the things that I'm doing, but they're telling me that I have to do it. I have to go clean behind staff that tested positive, disinfect the office. I have to clean the cells where they tested positive, disinfect. And so I really didn't want to do it. And I remember at that time that I had an opportunity to go to the Board of Parole hearings. By this time, I had been locked up in prison for 21, 22 years already. And I had already been to the Board of Parole hearings and denied. I've done 5 years disciplinary free, and this was my final opportunity for me to go home. So we know on the plantations and from slavery, back in the day, they talked about the whip. Well, today, the modern day whip is the 115. And what is the 115 and the 128? Those are rules violation reports. Those are documents they put inside your file to say that, you're a risk to society. You're not following the laws. You're not following the rules. Now me, aside from being the lead on the healthcare facility maintenance worker crew, I've earned an Associate of Arts in Social Science, an Associate of Arts transfer degree in Sociology, and I graduated magna cum laude with a Bachelor's in Communication Studies from Cal State, LA, Los Angeles. Go Golden Eagles. On top of that, I took thousands of hours of self-help programming, everything from cognitive behavioral therapy to anger management, stress management, Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, the book reading club, anything you can name, damn near, I've taken it. So I put in all of this work to improve myself and better myself. And one day of me saying, I don't want to go in a cell to risk my life to clean COVID, they would hit me with a 115, the modern day whip. And what would that do? When I went to the Board of Parole hearings, the Board of Parole hearings would then say that I was a risk to society because I received this 115. And they would give me a 15-year denial. Let me run that back. Even after all of the hard work that I've done, a 15-year denial. And if there was mitigating evidence, then it goes down to a 10-year denial, then a 7-year denial, then a 5-year denial, then a 3-year denial. All because I was afraid to go risk my life, fight against this invisible germ that none of us knew what to expect. That's what the modern day whip looks like today. That's what involuntary servitude looks like today. That's what modern day slavery looks like today. That's why you must vote yes on Prop 6, because there's no way in the world that they should be able to compel people to do things that risk their lives at the threat of the modern day whip, the 115. So for those of y'all who never been incarcerated or don't have a loved one that's incarcerated, or even if you do, now you understand some of the things that they face. I implore you to vote yes on Prop 6, because involuntary servitude is wrong, and we are the change makers of our time, and it's up to us to stop this. So yes on Prop 6. 10P. 10P.